actually is an accent of quite funny material.
You know, Queen losing meant a lot to a lot of us.
Mm.
Yeah.
She really touched my heart like Prince Andrew touched children.
Do you know anyone in your family that's died, Jack? Anyone you love?
My great-grandma's died. It's actually a really good question.
Yeah?
There's actually a lot of people in my family that haven't died, but that include my poppy. Recently, my auntie Ros died, and my auntie Jill, and they were actually
No one
they were
cares,
bangers.
Jack. Welcome to the SkidMarks Podcast. I'm Obi.
I'm Jack, and here today we have our first ever guest.
What's your name?
Introduce yourself.
Mathilda!
Jack and I.
Big tunes!
I've never seen a woman before, so this
We
is
have
quite special.
like you have a and we're not like at least it could be an attractive woman, you know.
Well, I think we'd be a bit nervous if it was.
Yeah, true that.
Lucky for you audio listeners,
I didn't see it.
but you guys
You
on
guys
the
are
YouTube channel, yeah, you get quite unlucky.
Feel free to like this video if you find it funny, or dislike it because you find Mathilda ugly. Either way it works.
We're gonna get a lot of dislikes. So, who are you? What are you?
We've actually got some questions for her first.
Yeah, would you like? Oh, you have to keep turning your head away from the light. That's cool.
So, we'd like to ask you, what's your name and what's your occupation?
My name's Mathilda,
Mhm.
Monica, and my occupation, I'm a waitress.
Were you a waitress?
At an alpaca farm.
An alpaca farm.
Alpacas.
That's not very ordinary.
Like,
What
what do you serve at this alpaca farm?
Alpacas?
No, it's like a steakhouse.
Oh.
A steakhouse and an alpaca farm.
Oh.
It's like
Alright.
a normal restaurant.
Watch it with the remarks, Matilda.
It's a normal restaurant, but it's also on an alpaca farm. It's really awesome, actually.
That's nice. You get paid some good money.
Yeah, but I work with.
How much
someone else.
money? All right.
Like-
never mind. Our next question. We don't want to try to get too personal, but when did you have your first period?
Do you want me to actually ask this?
It's up to you.
Okay, so I actually had my period very young. Very fertile.
Great.
What's your age on the clock when you had your first
I was
period?
11. I was in year 6.
Young 11 or old 11?
I was mid 11. It was like middle of the year.
Yeah, I think, though I don't know much about the menstruating cycle, but I think 11 or like 13 is a pretty common.
Yeah, me and Molly were the first ones to get our period.
Molly might
Hashtag
be.
best pussies. What?
Molly might be coming on the podcast at some point.
That'd
Get
be
all the
cool.
friends. Get
That'd
all the
be
friends.
good.
And then maybe all the friends at once.
That'd be good too.
I feel like going against some guidelines.
So,
eh?
this is Matilda. She's going to be here for a very long 40 minutes.
I've got one more question.
You got one question?
So Matilda,
No, you're not answering.
what is the freakiest thing you've ever done? It can be as a teenager or as a child.
As a child.
As a child.
Whoa, we
I don't
have
know.
the good questions.
I've heard a diaper story from Matilda.
That's not.
She looks pretty freaky, aren't we?
Excuse me.
Uh,
Oh my god. Anyway, are you talking about the diaper story that I told
Yeah.
you? Oh, Obi, you're gonna love this. So imagine I'm this little German girl born to a very unhappy family.
Sounds
My
familiar.
My mother is at home.
yeah.
My mother's at home taking care of my sister who's like 3, 4, and I'm a little baby in a crib. I'm like 1 year old. And she comes in, it's like time to give me my like 3rd bottle of the day because I'm a hungry fat fucking baby.
Has a
Still
chest.
is.
And so then she comes in and all she sees is the entire wall that I could reach from my crib. Like I crawled up, covered in shit.
my
And
God.
me, I covered myself in shit. And she comes in and I'm eating it. And she freaks out. She's like, is my baby gonna die? So she calls my dad. She's like, what the fuck do I do? And that's all I remember.
Oh.
I didn't remember as a baby.
I have a
that's what she told me.
similar poo story from what my mum used to say when I was like 1 year old. I used to eat rabbit poo, little droppings, thinking they were
That's a
raisins.
bit more weird.
No,
I
a
think it's
child can mistake them
equally
for raisins. That's what I did
Bro,
apparently.
you knew where yours came from.
You witnessed it.
That's true. It's like sloppy as well. It's sloppy baby.
No, I've actually got a similar story from like 9th grade.
We all have poo stories.
When
Mine? What did you do when you were
No, is it to do with me and a FaceTime? No?
Oh, I do remember that one.
Did you
But
show your
No,
poo?
I was actually more talking about what happened on last week's podcast. That poo
Oh, that poo story.
story. No, it wasn't 9th grade. It was.
No, that was
It was
another-
like the baby.
I think that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry, I just lose
You're
track.
the kids
It's been a
one.
long 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. But
Yeah.
it's been a very long time.
Well, you're here. I thought
I
you'd be dead. I saw a few images of an axe to your neck.
Yeah, that did happen actually. That was actually insane.
Tell us about
Okay, so what happened? As you know, I don't know if you caught last week's episode or you know the full story, but pretty much I accidentally I was on like probation or whatever, and
Probation?
yeah,
it. Under investigation.
I was under investigation for
Second degree something and public indecency.
yeah, because what happened was I took my child, not a child, but like a child that I know, a nephew / niece to the park, and I shat on the top on a bald infant child's head, and
Allegedly?
then allegedly.
No, this one
No.
I don't think.
No, that was allegedly. What wasn't, the thing that wasn't allegedly was what happened next.
Oh.
So, and then I mistook the baby for American football, and I drop kicked the baby.
So why aren't you gone? You should be.
Well, that's the thing, because they don't do death penalties in Australia, so they actually wanted to send me back to America because this happened in America when I was living in New York at the time. So they wanted to send me back to America to get the death penalty. So like Barack Obama and Kevin Rudd and that, they were like talking. What happened was I went to court and the judge, he understood my situation. He says, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And he kind of got me. So I spent a long 2 weeks in court debating my case.
You were your own lawyer.
I wasn't my own lawyer, but like I had my allegedly Dave.
Allegedly, Dave was there.
He was my
Dave's driving license.
No, Dave is my alleged probation officer that's standing behind the camera.
His name is allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
that guy.
Yeah.
The one that's holding up like a gun to like.
No,
No,
the
not
thing
that
is,
guy.
since Jack's previous allegedly not found crimes to
Yeah.
do with an anniversary actually just passed
It
with
did.
the event that you're linked to.
That's right.
Not the Queen's
Please
death.
don't say you're
Not the Queen's death, we'll get to that, but something else. And so Dave was still following Jack. Or, allegedly, Dave was still following Jack around the whole time, so he witnessed the whole event.
So yeah, he actually became my lawyer because he's a good bloke, and as I was saying last week, he actually this was quite a funny part of last week's episode actually. He likes to jump into bed with me at night and cuddle me because he's a big guy and he keeps me pretty warm, so it just works out best for the both of us.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you and Dave have a good relationship after all the stuff you've been through.
It has been, and I heard you were actually at the trial, so I want to sort of like get things from your perspective as to what happened over.
It was really quite interesting. It was my first time going to court, except for my mum's 5th divorce.
Okay.
Lady's crazy. But see, I didn't see Dave at all. That's why I'm confused. Allegedly Dave, and I think he doesn't exist. So, Jack, from what I saw in the back, he had his chains on, he was in his suit, of course, because they don't keep the convicted free, which
No.
they should.
I'm a voucher for that.
You're the convicted. You should
I should
remain in chains. And I saw you sit there and cry and shake your head constantly like this.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that you bring that up, maybe, because in the week leading up to like the whole court thing, I actually tripped Dave, because in my 2-story house, Dave actually, he thought it'd be funny like to put a dumbbell in front of me as I was walking down the stairs, and I actually tripped over, smacked my head against the wall twice, and landed on the floor, which actually gave me a significant brain injury since healed. So the twitching was actually to do with that, and it still happens sometimes.
And Dave stayed after the dumbbell incident?
Allegedly, yeah.
So Dave fought for your freedom.
Yeah.
He won your freedom.
He did.
What's the first thing you do once you're free of court, free of the law's hold of the balls?
Law's clutch.
Yeah.
Some would say, because well, actually, it's a funny story.
That's one way to spend a weekend. Yeah. Too bad you guys won't be hearing it. But I would say that's
Is this not being bleeped out?
It is.
Yeah.
No,
That's
no.
terrible.
It cuts to us laughing.
And then
It actually happens in real time too. The second we're about to say something offensive, time skips 10 seconds and we end up laughing.
And so
So if I say I hate,
how dare you?
We don't have to cut it out.
That's why it's funny.
No, but the thing is, she don't say it.
didn't
When
say
we
it.
say it, it cuts out.
oh, so you should say it right now.
No, that's not how it works.
Can
You
both
can't
of you say
force it.
it
It has to come as a joke.
Yeah.
But this has been a mighty big intro. We have so many things to talk about this episode.
We do, and it's been like 10. Well, we
It's
sort
fine.
of got.
Don't worry about the timing, kitten.
We have so much time.
We do. We've got as much time as we want, and plus we already talked about the big court thing that happened last week, and the wrap up to that. So why don't we get on to our first major point of discussion? So, Mathilda, me and you, we had a sticky situation the other last week, didn't we?
Something to do with a Subaru Forester.
Yeah,
Right. Well, see, this you two experienced the summer.
This is quite traumatic, actually.
So what happened?
Do you want me to tell the story and then you finish it off? Or?
It's alright. It's alright if you guys want to take a second.
It was actually quite traumatizing.
Yeah,
So, and that actually influenced my head tics as well.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think I can ever drive again. I've been walking everywhere. I walked all the
Alright.
Anyway,
Mathilda, I want you to speak up and tell the audience listening on Spotify.
tell my story.
It's hard for people once they're hidden to really talk about what happened to them. But you can come out strong, and we're here to listen to you. Alright, breathe
Loud
in.
and proud, Mathilda.
Okay, so it was Thursday, the week before. What was the Thursday?
Show week. A Royal Adelaide Show Week.
Because we live in South Australia.
They know we
They know, yeah, we are
Oh.
South Australian residents.
Oh, okay. It was show week. Me and the lads, me and Jack, went up in a car together.
Yeah.
We went to go to the show. Everything went fine. We had a great time,
Was it
didn't we?
So you
Obi
guys-
was there.
I was there for a little bit. Yeah. Do you guys get touched at all?
Yes, by the haunted house people.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in
haunted
the
house.
clips. That's terrifying.
Horrifying.
We got trauma.
I was gonna go in, and then I walked up, and then on the outside, I was like, no, I'm gonna sit back with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that I didn't open my eyes in apart from 2 times, and I was crying.
She was, and it was quite fucking annoying. To be honest.
That's the last thing you want in a survival situation is some bitch holding
Tell me
can't
about.
run.
She could have 3 armed men surrounding her, and she'd probably spread herself open. Let's be real. But
I think I would in a situation like that, and I think you would as well. So did you go on all nights, both of you?
Yeah, we went on Jack's pussy.
I didn't go on a couple of them because I'm actually quite a scaredy pants, and I'm a bit of a pussy, so I choose not to go on some.
Ah.
But anyway, Mathilda did go on a few. We had a pretty good time, but the problems didn't start until we drove home.
I'm surprised they let you go to the Royal Adelaide Shaft after all the stuff you've done.
Because they're all the kids there.
Significant event, little children. Sounds like you're a cup of tea, Jack.
Good one.
Alright, so you're on the drive home. You're on the drive home.
Yeah.
And something happens to the legend of the podcast.
You know what the worst thing happened? We were going to go to Hungry Jack's. We drive past, closed. So.
Do you reckon that's what did the damage in the engine?
The engine of what? Our hearts?
Well, I'm just saying in the engine.
This is meant to be slow.
Alright.
Anyway, so we go through the Macca's drive-through. I get my Monopoly things because I have a gambling addiction.
She does. She has more than one addiction too.
Grace almost has two out of 3 fuel cards, so we're hoping that.
Jasmine has 2 out of 3.
I have 2 out of 3 of like the World of Warcraft.
Yeah, no, but they're never gonna give you the 3rd.
Yeah.
They that's why you have to go through a system. So they're just gonna leave you like full of everything.
Don't worry, because I won apple slices today.
And small chips.
Or small chips.
Did you go for small chips or apple slices?
I haven't got it yet, but I'll probably get apple slices.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway, so we go through the Macca's.
Surprising, actually.
We go through the Macca's drive-through.
Yeah.
And we get our drinks, and we go to we turn around because we have to get back on the expressway, Southern Expressway, and we turn and there's a red light, and we have to turn left, and Jack's car starts
jolting.
starts humping.
Like stalling almost.
No, yeah, but it's an automatic, and then we go onto the expressway. Jack's lights turn off. I'm like, oh my god, Jack, what the fuck? All his dials turn off. I'm like, Jack, you have to pull over. It's illegal to drive. And then what happened next, Jack?
So what happened next is we pulled over and I was just like, well, bit fucked to be honest, because we're about, I don't know, we're a way away from where we need to be.
Yeah.
And it is 10:30 at night.
And it's cold and it was really wet.
Everyone was already home.
Yeah, and actually the worst part was we called our friends for help and they decided, fuck them, they're just going home.
I do not blame them because at some point they have to still legally drive home because we're players.
Well, it's unfortunate for them because it's just bad luck, to be honest. So why can't they come and help us?
Yeah.
By that time I was in bed, nice and warm.
Well,
I left pretty early.
Well, it's funny because I unfortunately don't give a shit over so.
Alright. So what happened to your car? The Subaru Forester.
Yeah,
the legend of legends.
So Mathilda thought it was an engine failure, but I
didn't think anything.
Engine
the car
failure.
stopped working. Jack tried to turn it on and it wouldn't work. So of course I think there's something wrong with the engine.
When it doesn't turn over, that's because there's no spark.
No, nothing happened. Like it just went you know how it usually goes.
Yeah, that's.
It went. No, it just went.
Yeah, the turning over is from the spark happening.
I don't need you to mansplain cars. I really don't give a shit. I could not care less.
Continuing on with our story. So we called my girlfriend because my parents were not answering.
They were probably happy.
And so I called my girlfriend. I was like, can you ask your dad what you think it is and everything? And he thought it was the alternator that failed. And I was like, you know what? That actually makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? So, and then my girlfriend, she drove over to my house and got my mum and got my dad, and ended up being that they had to come out a decent drive to the Southern Expressway, halfway up the hill, and we were just chilling. Mathilda
we were
was
stuck in the car for 2 hours with Jack going, oh, do you want to try some snow juice? Oh, do you want to watch Fortnite compilations? All this dumb, stupid shit for 2 hours.
I feel worse for Jack than you. I must be honest.
Why? Why's that?
I'd love to have slope juice and watch Fortnite compilations. I'm stressed. I heard that's what they do in Ukraine when they're stressed. So we call it the old ninja montages.
Yeah, that actually given a lot of inspiration too.
Yeah.
Continuing on, it's actually kind of stressful because I had 4% on my phone until the habit was pretty much flat.
Yeah.
And all we had was my show bag, and we had we had slurp juice in there. For all our listeners who don't know what slurp juice is, that's actually a healing medication that's used in Fortnite Battle Royale. And the issue was that we were both at full health, so we couldn't drink the slurp juice.
You also had full shield?
We had full shield, but the Subaru Forester did not have full health or full shield.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do was actually use the slurp juice to see if we could start the Subaru Forester.
Yeah?
So we put the slurp juice, we squeezed it out, we put it into the fuel load, put it into the fuel.
Put it into the oil canister as well.
Yeah, just like half and half.
In the coolant, in everything.
Because, we wanted half to shield, half to health, like
I think it does that automatically.
Yeah, like good ratio, So anyway, we try it, nothing works. He must have been knocked down. The car must have been knocked down. So Dad comes out with a spare battery, and we're like, you know what, we're just going to see how far home we can get this thing. And we actually managed to get my car the whole way home on one battery.
Oh my god.
Which is surprising. Dad thought it would take 2, and most people thought it would take 2, but just goes to show how the trusty Subaru Forester is actually, it's an efficient car.
Good thing you were going down a hill for most of it at the same time.
Yeah, all the way down to Port Elliot.
But I still don't think that even if you go downhill, your battery doesn't charge.
Yeah.
Because you need the alternator.
Yeah, you need the alternator because the lights are taking out of the battery, and the alternator is not giving the charge back to the battery that the lights are taking out. So that's why when the alternator fails, your battery goes flat even when you're driving. But yeah, we ended up getting home at 1:30 to 2.
Yeah, I got home at 2. Yeah.
And it was actually a really good experience, and it really improved our friendship, even if it left us a little bit traumatized.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm glad you guys are safe, and I'm glad the Forester's back it up and running. Got the alternator in there.
I have a question for you, Obi.
My hands are up.
So, I hear that now I'm out of being in trouble with the law. I actually heard you got into trouble with the law.
I'm surprised you heard about this. Because I haven't told anyone. What's this been on the news? Has it been on the news?
Allegedly, Dave. That's all I'm saying.
Snitch, the rat. So tell me, Jack.
That's so much on yourself.
Well, we spit a lot of facts on this podcast,
That's right.
so it's a side byproduct. Anyway, next segment. I did not commit any crime that I want to talk about.
Allegedly.
Unless you tell me what crime I committed, and then I'll have to talk about it because I've been caught.
Being a sexy motherfucker.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, you guys know what motherfucker is in Nepalese?
No.
Mother of Phrygian. Speaking of fridges,
See,
Are
I've
you
not
going-
done my segment yet. Okay.
What?
Just let me. Alright, we'll get on to that.
there's too much podcast
It's
lore.
so much. But if you want to say "oi motherfucker" in Nepalese, you go "noi
Noi,
ma
ma,
chikne."
chikne.
No, but chicken.
Noi ma chikne. Noi ma chikne. That means "oi motherfucker." So as actually, my mate Sonny actually taught me that.
Have you been to Nepal? You've been to the Himalayas?
I haven't, but my grandma, she actually has a family in Nepal as well.
They'd be
An
pretty poor.
An adopted family. I'm not sure.
Nepal's third world.
They're alright. They're nice. I've never actually met them, but I think she loves them more than she loves us, to be honest. But
There's the twitching again, please.
it's really hard after my grandmother. Okay? So anyway, as Obi was saying, fridges.
It's coming up soon. The
It
21st of
is.
September
21st
is the
of September.
start.
What do you mean?
I thought she watched the podcast.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
gee.
Okay.
Alright.
So Mathilda, 21st of September.
Yeah, after that, for 7 days after the 21st, till the 28th, you and most of us are going to leave your fridge open for a week to stop climate change.
Stop global cooling.
No, global heating.
Oh, that actually makes so much more sense.
Otherwise, that's leave our oven weight, which is every 5 years to help the Earth with its natural cycle.
Right.
So I'm actually planning for the Ice Age. I have 6 ovens ready. They all fit like really quick heating up times. So you have to wait half an hour for the oven to be preheated. When the Ice Age comes, I'm opening all my ovens, leaving it open. Yeah. Nice and cozy. Nice and cozy. But yeah, so you going to, I imagine you better be.
Oh, absolutely. I'm such an environmentalist. It sounds like a really good cause. I can't believe I haven't heard of it.
So if you go to www.leaveyourfridgeopen.com.au.
Yeah, it was in the description
of last week.
Did you look at the description of last week?
Oh no, can you show it to me?
It's really funny. Yeah, I also got a few OnlyFans subscriptions.
Oh, from it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how could you not? So we got donate and support. Leave your fridge open for a week at www. Oh, I got the link wrong. www.yourmotherisfat.com. Or you could subscribe to Obi's OnlyFans at www.bigboysguru.com.
Those will remain in the descriptions of this video.
Yeah.
I have to
Are they real links?
They are not real links, unfortunately. But, because I will not sell myself using this podcast. I will not use the podcast as advertising for my personal things. Because I'm better than that.
So I can't plug my TikTok?
I mean, you can. Alright, plug your TikTok. We're waiting. Good, we're going to cut it out anyway.
Yeah, Mathilda. That's really good, guys. Make sure you follow Mathilda on TikTok.
Yeah, she said it just then. I'm going to go follow it at some point later.
So, getting back to what we were talking about, what happened with you and your running with the law?
I actually got pulled over the other day.
Okay.
And it was quite frightening when I got pulled over because I like to play a game called high beaming the car in front of me.
I know that game.
I love to see how much of their focus is on the road by constantly blinding them with bright lights. So what happened was I was driving along a very long road and the car in front of me was I'm telling you, really far away from me.
Okay.
Probably about, I could barely see it, like the red lights, and I had my high beams on, just because in a certain area, I see a lot of dead kangaroos.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have my lights on and sacrifice their life and their vision for my safety in a certain area.
That's understandable.
And I was really far away, so I was like, you know what, I'll get away with it. And then I get into the town roads, and I turn them off, and I see the car in front of me stop at the intersection for a while, and I'm sneaking up to it, and as I approach it, it turns, and I have to turn behind it, and it pulls over, and I come up behind it, and you see the reflection of the crosses and the yellow lines, and you're like, oh yep, it's and then so it pulled over to the side of the road. I go in front of it. That comes back behind me and just follows me. I swear the cop didn't. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he high beamed me from about 2 cars lengths the whole way, rest back to my street.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was trying to be like, look what that is, asshole, but he was up there. And I don't know if it's just the size of the police car.
You big.
And then did he pull you over?
So no, it was pretty near my house, so I turned down the street and he turned his lights on, and I knew he was going to do it, so I pulled over. And first thing I do when I pull over, first time ever being pulled over, I grab my license, I hide my coke underneath the seat, and I just wait there. He took why did he have to take so long to get out of his car? I'm sorry, but he's just in the car for 5 minutes, and I'm just there
pure display of emotion there, guys.
I came straight from the gym. I was in a tank top. I was in sweat,
Ew.
and he's just, and I'm just like.
Oh no. Crack.
Also, one of the first things I had to do.
Is it feel or is it ketamine?
So what you have to do at this age is every time you get pulled over, you have to take a photo or a video of it. So what I did, took a video of it, saved it there. We'll talk about the video later. But he finally came along. Really nice dude, like really good looking bloke. Seemed like he had a good wife, 2 kids. You know, kids were about 8 to 9 years old, I guess.
How did you know that?
Looks like the type of guy, I know my things. And up here I was fine. Like my voice was fine. Good evening, mate. Would you like to see what I said? I was kind of shitting myself. I didn't really know what to do. You always feel guilty. So you said no, just a random breath test. And I went, all right. Do you need to see my license? And I'm just, my hand is shaking.
Yeah.
Shaking harder than Jack's the hour after he fell down the stairs. It was shaking pretty bad.
That must have been bad.
And I was just there like looking at my hand, wondering why it was shaking. It was just, and he looks at it for a second and he goes, and he says, just blow into this. Not too soft, not too hard.
Into what?
Show us how you blow, Obi.
On the
So
microphone.
it was a really big, I don't know what you call them, breath testers. I actually had to fit 2 hands onto it at the same time like this. And he wanted me to squeeze and then blow, soft then hard, while bringing it away from my face. I think he had to use a special one because they're actually, I think he saw the contraband in the car and smelt the reeking dead body in the boot. And he went, alright, it's been a long day. I don't really want to have to file this as a report. So maybe I just get this bloke to suck me off real quick. and then I'll random breath test him.
Right.
But you know, I'm not fucking insane. I wouldn't drink and drive.
No.
I'm not fucking stupid. I'm not a criminal.
No, not you.
So after I did the first breath test, I got to do the second one. I came up with 3 zeros, so it was positive. Then he sent me on my way home. Mouth hurt a little bit, hands were shaking, sweating.
It had a weird taste left
Yeah,
in your
bit of
mouth.
stuff in your around your mouth. Or,
Yeah, it's good. From coming home from the gym, you need protein for muscle
That's
recovery.
right.
So you know.
Oh, but good to get it from the source.
Yeah. Big guy.
Big guy.
Yeah, I should get him on my Big Boys Girl website, maybe.
Well,
that is my run-in with the law. I actually got let off.
I'm glad he's not incarcerated because that could be pretty devastating for the podcast.
It seems like a common theme.
It does.
A bit of tension on each episode whether it's gonna happen.
I
But
know.
well, even if you're in prison,
I know.
I'll
do
come with a few mics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll set things up, make it happen.
Make it happen.
Moving on to our next segment. This is Guess the Footballer.
Guess the footballer. Now,
What is that segue?
Well, I would like to swap positions with you, Mathilda. You have to have the spotlight on you. Oh, but only for a brief moment. Only for a brief moment.
So Matilda, we have 4 photos.
For fuck's sake.
And do you watch soccer? Do you watch soccer?
I'm biggest fan.
Okay.
What team do you support?
Australia.
Good team.
No, not really.
They're dreadful, Matilda. Bad choice.
Sorry.
So, we want you to guess what these footballers' names are. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
And we'll rate how good her guess is. What do you think?
Yeah.
And we want you to guess which country they play for.
This might be a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
I
our
don't know.
first player. What do you think his name is?
Is that Arsenal?
Yes, that is Arsenal.
It's us.
It actually is.
Yeah.
I'm good. He looks like a first and last name.
Give us a first name.
First name.
Okay, it's giving like Leonard.
I can see that.
Leonard.
Yep.
Stevens.
Leonard Stevens.
It
Of
looks.
which country?
In Ireland.
Ireland.
Leonard Stevens that plays for Ireland. That's actually a really good guess. That's pretty close.
Wait, where's Arsenal? Where does Arsenal play?
In London.
In London.
London. So
Sorry, his
Well-
country is London.
yeah.
So Matilda, People can play it for teams that aren't in their country. Like you can have Spanish players playing in England. And
Yeah, I
stuff
knew
like
that. I knew that.
Yeah.
So he's from Ireland.
You think he's from Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Leonard Stevens from Ireland. Good guess, Mathilda.
Good guess. And he plays for Arsenal.
So, moving on to our second player.
Ooh.
What do you think his name is?
Is
and
that
where
Big
is he
Star?
from?
I can't see that. Is that Big Star? Like the Minecraft.
What's his first name? What's his last name?
I don't know his actual name.
Who do you think that is?
Is
Vicstar, the Minecraft YouTuber.
Is it not?
Playing football, holding a trophy.
Yeah,
That's outrageous.
Is that KSI in the background? Yeah, because he's part
No, that's just an African man.
Wait, he's part of the group, isn't he?
The side men.
The side men.
Yeah, that's
If
him.
any of the side men want to come on here,
That's
That'd be great.
Big Star.
That'd
I
be
know
good
because
for
he's
us.
hot, but he's like really short.
So, you think that's Vic Star?
Mhm.
From which country?
Oh well, I know he's like they have the English accents, don't they? He's like hello. So I'm gonna say England.
it actually yogurt in it.
That's a very good guess. So, that is Vic Star 123 from England.
Mm.
Yeah.
Moving on to our third player.
Ooh.
Is that a woman? No, that's me.
There's a strong jawline.
So-
What team does he play for?
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Good guess. Good job, Mathilda.
Nice.
So, what do you think this guy's first and last name is?
Like Rogel.
Yeah.
Rogel and Anton.
That's an interesting choice. What country do you think he plays for?
He plays for.
Like where that means where he's from. Like what's
Yeah,
his
where he's
nationality?
He's from Cyprus.
So that is Rigel Anton from Cyprus. That is also a really good guess,
Like he's from
Thank
Barcelona.
Moving on to our final player
Who that
of
is?
this video. Can you tell us who this football player is?
They're not Speed.
Speed.
What do you
That's
think?
Cristiano
What do you
Ronaldo.
think?
I know Cristiano Ronaldo from the statue and the Ludwig Hacker.
Right, so which country do you think Speed?
He's from America.
What's his ethnicity?
African American.
Good.
Okay, so that is Speed who plays for African American. Good job, Matilda. Good guess.
That's not what I meant. Oh.
Alright. So do we want to tell? Let's see how many you got right. Okay.
I got two of them right.
You got one of them right.
I got two of them right. Is that not Big Star?
Yeah, you got two of them. You got the
Okay.
big line there.
So you guessed Leonard Stevens
For Arsenal.
For Ireland, who plays for Arsenal.
Yeah.
This is actually Bruno Fernandes.
Oh.
He plays for Manchester United. And he's from Portugal.
God, I'm so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the.
You
He's
guessed.
Indian.
You guessed Big Star 123
Mhm.
from England, who plays for Sidemen FC.
Yeah.
You got that correct.
Yeah.
Good job, Matilda.
Thanks.
Okay. Moving on to the next player.
Regional and.
Rigel Anton,
It's actually not a bad get. Rigel is like.
who plays for Barcelona from Cyprus.
Mm.
I can reveal to you that this is Virgil van Dijk,
Virgil.
Mm.
Ragil.
Regional. Yeah.
and he plays for Liverpool. And he's actually from the Netherlands.
They are built like that from the
Wow, fitty.
Yeah.
He kind of fit.
Netherlands. Well, yes.
Yes,
He's 6
he is.
foot
He's
4
like,
or something.
he's huge. Moving on to our last player. You guessed Speed from African American.
America. He's from America.
And this is actually Speed. However, he plays.
You know America's 2 continents?
He plays for Portugal, not African American.
He actually plays soccer.
Yeah, look, he's got a Portugal
I thought
kit.
that
That
was
is
a joke.
that is
If you wear a kit, you are.
a soccer player, pretty much. So yeah, that is Speed, who plays for Portugal from African American. Good job, Matilda. I think that's a pretty good start. 2 out of 4.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I'd say 50%.
We'll get something to write your score up on. I have something in my house. I have a segment for us, and it might be a bit early for it, but it's because I'm thirsty. It involves a cup of water and a try not to laugh challenge.
I can't do it.
Well, you're gonna have to try. You're gonna have to try.
Okay,
So
we're gonna do it together.
we're gonna do it together.
Do we face each other?
You're
I can't
gonna sit where Jack is. I'm gonna sit where you are.
Get your dogs.
You like Crocs? These are OG Crocs. See that
I
one?
know, I can see. They're really cool. Can I try them on?
These are my dad's Crocs, yeah.
Oh, is that why
Something he
you're
left
wearing
behind before he died in a car accident. So, these are the only things that survived the fire.
So, in today's episode, we have Obi and Mathilda, and they are trying not to laugh to fart sounds. Now, Obi's failed this challenge twice.
Only to fart sounds, or is there more?
Only to fart sounds. You have to
Okay.
survive.
But maybe we'll have to keep going if we
Yep.
make it.
And Obi, this is Obi's third redemption. Mathilda, this is Mathilda's first time. So we're gonna
Right.
see
Big
how they
mouth full. Like your mouth should be
Mouth
full.
has
I
to be
laugh more at
full.
TikToks. I don't laugh at farts.
That is a lie, and we will prove it.
Come on. I want both of you take a massive gulp. Okay, can I hear that you guys both have water in your mouths?
I drank it.
Okay, can we compose ourselves, please? Okay. Are you both ready? And let the farting commence. Are you serious?
That was so not funny!
I just got a
I wasn't even thinking about you.
I cleared my sinuses.
I think Jack and I should go against each other. I might be a reigning champion. I just thought. Oh my god! He's crying.
I will never do it.
And
Okay, so as you can see, Obi has once again
I've loved.
failed with the try not to
I
laugh.
think a great idea would be having duels on leaderboard, and I am currently 1-0 against the game. 0-1 against guests.
You are, and that is
Good job,
actually really
Matilda. That was a
disappointing.
good game.
I'm glad to see that bit of sportsmanship from you guys.
Yeah. Because it's a game I really respect people in, because it takes a real person to look in front of a camera, to be there with a mouthful of water, and kind of get embarrassed a little bit, because it shows your maturity.
well, I'm just used to like big things, like a lot of things in my mouth, especially liquids, and holding it in.
Can another question for you two, as Jack does everything. Do you swallow?
Yes.
Now this, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Do you
swallow your chips whole?
You know, I actually have problems with digesting chips.
What?
I have to chew them to like mush because I have very petite and very tight canal down to my stomach. So
Say throat.
a throat.
She has a tiny, tight throat for you people out there
Wondering.
wondering if maybe,
And like it spikes. Oh my god, and it like spikes and it's like really painful. So I have to chew.
Oh, so you're not a swallower.
I'm a swallower.
You're a chewer.
I go. Yeah.
All teeth.
Oh yeah, why not? Spice things up.
Okay, so
Okay.
moving on, I think we're pretty much wrapped up now. We've got one last thing.
A big one last
Okay,
time.
so Mathilda has actually requested that,
She has.
that we play a song that she wrote about the Queen's passing.
And the royal family. She
So-
has written a rap for us to.
Oh wait, am I performing it?
No,
you don't have to.
Obi and I are performing it.
Would you like to go verse for verse?
Verse for verse, I think. We'll go for.
Oh my god, no.
I think we'll go for this one, the freestyle trap beat.
Mathilda's known for her controversial thoughts on the royal family since the Queen's passing.
I'll let you start off, Obi.
Yeah. It's a SkidMarks Podcast on the mic.
Ice!
Ace! Yeah, she was 96, but felt like 24.
Hey!
Back in the day, we used to have her on all fours.
What?
But she moved on to Phil, that girl is a whore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
much experience, but the girl kept wanting more.
Prince Andrew, you fucking nonce. Touch more kids than a man from the Bronx. Legacy affected more than LeBron's. King Charles fucked your mum when you sat there, you nonce. Ice!
Lovely Diana, so pretty and petite. Yes, she died, but I kept pictures of her feet. Oh!
Man, this is vast material.
Oh no, this is so good.
This is so alright. Hey, King Charles III. More like King Charles the Stinky. Cries every day because your penis looks like your pinky. I wish you'd join. Big Liz dog in hell. Yeah, you fucking smell.
The monarchy is a system. It's kind of not great, Jack.
No.
My money should go to the homeless estate or the kids of age. Not a very strong finishing.
I don't know. I must have junked that.
So, what inspired your written work about the Queen and the royal family?
I don't remember writing that. Where did you guys get that from?
You wrote that at Braden's, our friend Braden's on Saturday night.
That's like Shakespeare forgetting he wrote Macbeth. That's
Exactly.
how good of a song that
Well,
was.
thank you.
And I'm really glad you've been paying your respects to the Queen. And like, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II. I'd actually like to go through a few of the lines and really understand what you mean.
I don't know what this is.
What sort of stuff?
I can't read.
Yes, she was 96, but felt like 24. Can you tell me what that means?
Well, I think if I really go deep down to my subconscious, I think it's talking about her vagina being really tight like a 24-year-old, but she was 96 when I had sex with her.
Alright, so it's more of a rap type of song. More of the street type of stuff. Back in the day, so that means a collective of people, used to have her on all fours.
Well,
so did you used to walk her as a dog for leisure?
So
or?
I was a dog walker for her corgis, right?
Yeah.
And one day she was like, "Oh, Mathilda, can I please join in love?" And she went down on all four. Do you want me to demonstrate?
No,
No,
not
no,
really.
no.
Oh,
really.
okay.
But who's a we? You and a gang of people used to have Lizzie
No, I
on
think
all-
it was her and the corgis.
I can't disclose that
Her and
information.
the corgis.
Alright.
So we'll move on to the second verse. Touched more kids than a man from the Bronx.
So what did Prince Andrew do?
He's really like very affectionate. You know how there's like the 5 love language?
Yeah.
His is touch. So you know how Diana used to go to hospitals with kids with AIDS and shit, and she used to like hug them, kiss them.
Yeah.
He does the same, but just normal kids, and he has sex with them.
Yeah, right. Well, that's really good.
Well, I think that fits the nonce.
Okay. On to the next bar after that. Legacy affected more than LeBron's.
I don't know who LeBron James is.
LeBron James's legacy is huge, right?
So he's got
The
one.
effect it has is huge. But for Prince Andrew's legacy was affected, I'd say even more than the King LeBron James.
Because nothing
The king.
affects LeBron James's legacy.
His legacy stays absolute.
He touched kids.
LeBron doesn't know. LeBron's legacy
Oh,
is...
that's a bad line.
No,
I shouldn't have
it's
wrote
actually
it. I'm sorry, guys. I'll
That's
do better
actually the
next
best
time.
line in the.
It's still the best one.
That's probably the best one.
King Charles fucked your mum while you sat there. So you now telling us Prince Andrew's a cuck and a pussy.
Wait, King Charles isn't our king right now.
Yeah.
Fucked Queen Elizabeth's mum in front of
Prince
her.
No,
Andrew's
Prince
mum.
Andrew's mum.
Lizzie.
Ah. You know,
You wrote the
Nothing
song, you muppet.
nothing wrong with it.
Okay, I'm really interested in this Diana-verse. So you say, lovely Diana, so pretty and petite. Yeah, she died, but I kept the pictures of her feet. I want you to take us through that.
It explains itself. I love Diana, as you like. You know.
It's your
she's
favourite.
great.
Did you put an auction in to get the feet once she died?
Yep.
Did
I
you
won't
get
tell you.
both? Did you get both of them?
Can't tell you if I won or not, but
Our cameras are running low in battery.
so I have pictures of her feet in my room.
Okay, well that's good to know.
That's good to know.
Might definitely won't be going to Mathilda's robe anytime soon.
If you touch this fucking, it's not a joke, Jack.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to thank Mathilda for coming on the podcast with us. Like, it's been a pleasure. You're our first guest, Mathilda, and we really value you, and we hope you come back sometime.
Maybe you come back. Yeah. You'll have a historical score that'll be at the top, and we'll slowly keep getting more and more better guests, and you'll eventually be written off. But hope that won't be for another few weeks.
So.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for having me. What was your favourite part of today's podcast? We have to ask so we know next time.
Oh, I really liked the part where we talked about touching kids.
Oh, that was a good part.
I really liked it. I liked it a bit more than I.
Next week on the SkidMarks Podcast, Princess Diana's dogs weren't the only royal dogs that got assassinated this week. 3 corgis were shot in Memphis that were linked to Queen Elizabeth's death while she was shot in Detroit. The murderer is still on the loose. Tune in next week for that. And next week is also Leave Your Fridge Open week to stop climate heating. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.